and sisters. It's an honor to be here in Chattanooga. It's the first time I've been in your city in my 40 years of life, and I hope it's not the last. I've been to a lot of Dr. King celebrations. I speak around the country and around the world quite a bit, but today was very touching, very touching. And I'm honored to be here to partake in this moment with you all. This is the 45th celebration for you. When you add the 4 and the 5, you get a 9. In African spirituality, 9 represents the cycle of completion or the number of the ancestors. That means that all of those who have gone before us are with us now at this very moment. As was stated, I'm a school psychologist. My job is in the schools. I'm one of the professionals that evaluates children to decide whether or not they need special education. I diagnose learning disabilities, I diagnose mental retardation, I diagnose ADHD, speech and language impairment, emotional disturbance. I decide if children need special help in order to learn. But I'm here tonight to say, brothers and sisters, that program that the United States government gave us in 1975, that program that is being used as a weapon for black boys all across the state of Tennessee and throughout the city of Chattanooga, that program that so many of you are so quick to subject your sons to has become a weapon of mass destruction. I want to be clear, absolutely clear, that when we talk about the school to prison pipeline, the strongest pipe in that pipeline is the one called special education. I want to be clear to my parents, my mothers and my fathers and members of the community, that you have to stop subjecting your sons and your daughters to special education. Have you ever wondered why there's no long-term outcome data on special education? There's very little research done by the federal government on special education. Do you know why? Because the outcome data shows clearly that that program does not benefit black children. And give them the IQ test, when I give them the reading test, the math test, the psychological assessments, the emotional measures, do you realize that those tests don't diagnose anything? They only give me a score. The test only gives me a number. The test don't really tell me. For me, ADHD is really not attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but ain't no daddy at home disorder. 95% of black boys diagnosed with ADHD don't have their fathers in their life. You want to reduce dropout? You want to reduce special ed? You want to reduce the amount of boys on psychiatric medicine? You want to reduce gang violence? There's a real simple thing you can do overnight, Chattanooga Public Schools. Give every black boy in Chattanooga a strong black male teacher, and you cut half of those problems in half overnight. We got to teach our children the science of finance, so when they graduate from the Fred Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, they'll be able to go to work the next day with their own business. By the time your child finishes the 9th grade, they will already have a business plan. By the time they finish the 10th grade, they would have already mastered the real estate market of Tennessee. By the time they finish the 11th grade, they will know how to read the stock pages and will already have an investment portfolio. So while all their friends in the neighborhood are at the University of Tennessee studying Macbeth, they'll be making their first $1 million in the real estate market at 19 years old. Not the other, no matter how healthy you think you might be, the psychological research is clear. Those of us who come from single-parent homes are not as psychologically healthy as those who had both. We got to stop talking about my child don't need a daddy. Where you get that foolishness from? My child don't need a mama. Where you get that foolishness from? Not only do they need mom and dad, they need grandmom, auntie, uncle, big cousin, and the whole community. Once upon a time, we did it together. Their autism, he might need special ed. Your child is deaf, your child is blind, your child has severe mental retardation, your child has a brain injury, your child might need special ed. So for the kids who need it, we got to organize and fight back and make sure they get what they deserve. This is the start of a new year. Go into it the right way. If you got old regrets, old grudges you was holding with people, you got to let them go. Because when you don't forgive people, it turns into cancer. When you don't forgive people, it turns into heart disease. Stop thinking you so great that you don't owe it to somebody to forgive them, because not one of us is without our sins. So let him who is without sin cast the first stone. If you got
on my people, which side? Reclaim MLK today. MLK was a freedom fighter and he's taught us how to fight. And we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, my people? Which side? We on the freedom side.